On this channel, I like to talk about budget and savings. But today, in light of what happened in Washington, D.C. last night, I'd like to speak of cost. What does it cost to save a human life? What are the costs to keep you safe, not only in the air, but also on the roads? Your children going to school in a bus brings me to the latest story where a bus driver was drinking under the influence of alcohol, and the children on the bus had to notify authorities saying that their bus driver was driving erratic while in possession of the precious souls of the children, the parents that let their children get on that bus. What is the cost of a human life? I think it's extremely important. The cost of keeping the bus drivers, the cab drivers, the train drivers, plane FAA pilots, the cost of a truck driver taking everything that comes in your house to us, bringing in our house on a truck. Yes, some things do come on a rail, but from the rail yards, how does it get to the stores on a truck? Do you subscribe to Amazon? What about your Amazon driver? Shouldn't he be safe? Not only for transporting your whatever the case may be, household necessity that you need in a day or 48 hours to your home, but that Amazon driver that's driving on the roads. Let's reflect back a couple of years ago when the children in driver's ed, they couldn't do their behind the road training, behind the wheel training with a driver, a seasoned driver, a driving test over the road. What about them? Are they qualified? Do you have an, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old that bypassed that very important part of the education to keep not only us safe on the road, encountering them driving, but themselves safe on the road? I know for a fact that these 17, 18, I shouldn't even say 17 because it was a couple of years before, during this part, that the driver's ed requirement wasn't needed. That was lapsed. They allowed the parents to be able to qualify the children, who's saying the parents were qualified to be able to allow their child to be out on the road. And what about the truck drivers? I want to talk about that for a few moments. My husband is a retired Teamster. His family had owned a business, and the family business is 100 years this year. The family business is still in business and has been in business for the last 100 years. Jack's brothers are still in charge of the business, and his nephews and their employees are still in charge. They have to meet DOT guidelines, rules and regulations, licensing. Any truck driver, the truck drivers, don't forget, have to bring gasoline to the gas stations, and they have to have hazmat training. Continuing education for truck drivers is paramount. Jack feels that his profession that he's been doing all of his life is not of the same caliber as it once was back in the day. There has to be standards. There can't be a, you must accept me because I'm a this, that, or the other, and not because of your merit and your knowledge and your education and your ability to do the job. An air traffic controller has to be on their game constantly while they do their job to keep that airport running smoothly. There's nothing wrong with being a meritocracy. There's nothing wrong with bringing back standards, high level of standards across America. This is the golden age. Are you up to the challenge? Thank you for listening. Let's go.